The Rock just destroyed his entire career identity by losing 60 pounds, and fans are calling him the Pebble. But the real reason behind this shocking transformation is way deeper than anyone realizes, and it's about to change Hollywood forever. Welcome back to your home for the real stories behind the headlines. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson shocked the world at the Venice Film Festival with a body transformation so dramatic that social media erupted with jokes about him becoming the Pebble. But this isn't about vanity or health scares. This is a calculated career pivot 2 decades in the making. We're breaking down the 3 real reasons The Rock shed 60 pounds of muscle, why he's planning to lose even more weight, and how this transformation earned him a 15-minute standing ovation that left him sobbing uncontrollably. Let's expose the truth. But before we dive in, if you're not subscribed to Alpha War Room yet, smash that subscribe button and hit the bell icon right now, because we're covering WWE and Hollywood stories nobody else will tell you. Now let's get into it. August 30th, 2025. Venice Film Festival. The Rock walks the red carpet in a light blue silk button-down shirt and black trousers, and the internet collectively loses its mind. Fans are doing double takes. Social media explodes with reactions. The Rock became the Pebble, one user writes. Looks like AI, another adds. The man who defined himself with a 300-pound physique for over 2 decades just showed up looking like he dropped an estimated 60 pounds of muscle mass. Reports indicate his weight dropped from roughly 300 pounds to around 240. That's a transformation so dramatic that people immediately started speculating about weight loss drugs like Ozempic. But The Rock shut that down fast, making it clear this was done through hard work, nutrition, and a focus on long-term health. So what's really going on? Let's break down the 3 reasons behind this career-defining transformation. Starting with the most obvious but most important one. The Rock wasn't at Venice just to walk a red carpet. He was there to promote The Smashing Machine, a Benny Safdie biopic where he plays UFC legend and MMA fighter Mark Kerr. And this wasn't just another action role. This was The Rock disappearing into a character struggling with prescription drug addiction, relationship turmoil, and the brutal reality of fighting in cages for a living. To authentically embody Mark Kerr, Johnson had to strip away his polished superhero bulk. Kerr's physique was leaner, rawer, marked by the wear and tear of addiction and combat sports. Johnson couldn't play him looking like a Marvel character. He needed to look damaged, vulnerable, human. And the transformation went beyond just weight loss. Johnson wore 13 to 14 different prosthetics while filming, and spent up to 4 hours per day in the makeup chair. The opening of the film is presented as contemporary footage from an event in Sao Paulo in 1997, and critics said Johnson's prosthetics work by makeup artist Kazuhiro was so astonishing that it genuinely looked like the real thing. He didn't just play Mark Kerr, he became him. At a press conference during Venice, Johnson opened up about why he pursued this role so aggressively. He said, "This transformation was something I was really hungry to do. I had been very fortunate to have the career that I've had over the years and to make the films that I've made. But there was just a voice inside of me, a little voice that said, well, what if I could do more? I want to do more. And what does that look like?" He also addressed being typecast in Hollywood. When you're in Hollywood, it had become about box office. And you chase the box office, and the box office can be very loud, and it can become very resounding, and it can push you into a category and into a corner. This is your lane, and this is what you do, and this is what Hollywood wants you to do. For years, The Rock was franchise Viagra, the guy studios brought in to save blockbusters. He made billions across Fast and Furious, Jumanji, Jungle Cruise, Red One, and Black Adam. He even tried to use Black Adam as a vehicle to take over the entire DC universe. But deep down, he wanted more. The result? The Smashing Machine premiered at Venice on September 1st, 2025, and received a 15-minute standing ovation. The crowd erupted, they chanted, they screamed, and The Rock, sitting between Mark Kerr himself and co-star Emily Blunt, broke down sobbing. Variety's Ramin Satude tweeted, "This was the most emotion we've seen on the Lido since Brendan Fraser launched his Oscar campaign here 4 years ago for The Whale. The comparison to Fraser's comeback is intentional. This is The Rock's Brendan Fraser moment. His chance to prove he's more than muscles and catchphrases." Johnson later appeared on The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon and revealed what was going through his mind during that ovation. He said he was nervous before the premiere, looking at other films, getting 5, 6, 10-minute ovations and thinking, God, are we going to get a minute? Do I have to clap for myself? But then, before the credits rolled, a card appeared on screen that said, "These fighters today make millions of dollars and everyone knows their name." His name was Mark Kerr. The place erupted for 15 and a half minutes. Johnson was crying, trying to clear his tears. Emily Blunt was crying. Director Benny Safdie was crying. and Mark Kerr himself was weeping in the audience. Critics are already calling it one of the best performances of Johnson's career. Venice Film Festival artistic director Alberto Barbera said he wouldn't be surprised to see Johnson and Blunt among the Oscar nominees next year. Early Oscar buzz is building. The Smashing Machine opens wide in theaters on October 3rd, 2025, and it's positioned to be The Rock's official entry into serious, dramatic acting. But here's where it gets wild. The Rock isn't done transforming. At the Toronto International Film Festival on September 9th, Johnson revealed he's still losing weight. He said, "This is me slimmed down. In the process of slimming down, I still have a long ways to go." Why? Because he and Benny Safdie are already reuniting for their next project, Lizard Music, an adaptation of Daniel Pinkwater's 1976 children's novel. And Johnson's not playing another UFC fighter. He's playing a 70-something-year-old eccentric called the Chicken Man, whose best friend is a 70-year-old chicken named Claudia. Let me repeat that. The Rock, the people's champion, the Brahma Bull, the guy who made millions playing indestructible action heroes, is about to play a whimsical, quirky septuagenarian whose best friend is a chicken. Johnson described the role as a very whimsical and eccentric 70-something-year-old man called the Chicken Man. The plot follows a boy who discovers a secret late-night broadcast of lizards playing otherworldly music. His search for answers leads him to the Chicken Man and Claudia, and together they embark on an adventure to find a hidden society. It's surreal, it's bizarre, and it's as far from Fast and Furious as you can possibly get. At TIFF, Johnson explained how it happened. "Benny pitched me this after," Johnson said. "And after about 45 minutes, this pitch ended, and I said, I am your Chicken Man." He's so committed to the role that he's continuing to lose weight, and he joked that it means eating less chicken. The irony is not lost on anyone. Deadline reported that Safdie will write and direct, with Johnson producing through 7 Bucks Productions alongside David Copeland, who also produced The Smashing Machine. The package is being shopped to studios, and given the Venice success and early Oscar buzz, this is one of the hottest packages in Hollywood right now. Benny Safdie, who won the Silver Lion for Best Director at Venice for The Smashing Machine, told Deadline he's making Lizard Music for his kids. He said, "After this movie, you leave the theater feeling filled up. And there was something about seeing that on people. I want to make something for my children." He described the story as a kid who discovers an island of lizards that are sentient, and they play music, they have broadcast TV, and they want him to come and see them. And he teams up with the Chicken Man, who Dwayne plays, and they go on this adventure to find the land of the lizards. This is The Rock's strategic career pivot playing out in real time. He's not chasing box office anymore. He's chasing legacy. He's chasing respect. He's chasing the roles that will make people remember him as an actor, not just an action star. But there's a third reason for this transformation, and it's the most personal. The Rock is 53 years old. For decades, he maintained a physique that required extreme protocols. Fitness expert and performance enhancement specialist Ryan Hughes told The Wrap, "Most fans don't realize that the kind of muscle and vascular fullness The Rock displayed in his peak is not sustainable naturally, especially for men in their 52nds. You don't drop 60 pounds of pure size at 53 unless something major changes in your chemistry." Hughes explained what happens when steroid users go off-cycle. He said, maintaining that kind of look requires advanced protocols, testosterone replacement therapy, anabolic steroids, and a laundry list of supporting compounds and peptides. When someone like The Rock goes off-cycle, meaning he stops or dramatically lowers his PEDs, the body rapidly sheds muscle mass, size, and that dense superhero look. Now, The Rock has never publicly confirmed steroid use, but the fitness and wrestling communities have long speculated about it given the physical demands of WWE and Hollywood action roles. What's clear is that Johnson made a conscious decision to prioritize long-term health over perpetual maximal bulk. He's talked about digestive health issues in the past and the desire to maintain a more sustainable body composition as he ages. At 53, carrying 300 pounds of muscle puts enormous strain on the heart, joints, and organs. Dropping to 240 means more agility, less joint stress, and a body that can last decades longer. And he's following a proven playbook. Dave Bautista, another WWE legend turned actor, wrote the blueprint for this transformation. Bautista dropped from 370 pounds to 240 pounds over several years. And he's been vocal about how much better he looks on camera and feels physically at his current weight. After bulking to 315 pounds for Knock at the Cabin in 2023, Bautista told YouTuber Chris Van Vliet, "It took me forever to shed it off. And then I noticed, the more I trimmed down, the better I felt. And I also noticed the more I trimmed down, the better I looked on camera. the better I looked next to other actors. Johnson is taking that lesson to heart. He's trimming down not just for roles, but for longevity. He wants to act for another 20 years. He wants to be there for his 3 daughters. He wants to grow old without the physical consequences of maintaining an unsustainable physique. So there you have it. 3 reasons The Rock became the Pebble. First, the pursuit of dramatic credibility with The Smashing Machine and the 15-minute standing ovation that launched his Oscar campaign. Second, the strategic career pivot into even weirder roles like the Chicken Man in Lizard Music, proving he's done being typecast as the big action guy. And third, the personal health decision to prioritize longevity and sustainability over perpetual bulk. This isn't just a weight loss story. This is The Rock dismantling 2 decades of identity and rebuilding himself as a serious character actor. Hollywood is watching, critics are impressed, and fans are witnessing the evolution of one of the biggest stars on the planet. The Smashing Machine hits theaters October 3rd, and it's already generating Oscar buzz. Stay tuned for more breaking WWE and Hollywood news. Hit that like button, drop a comment telling us what you think of The Rock's transformation, and make sure you're subscribed with notifications on. We've got more explosive stories coming your way. This is where we expose the truth behind the headlines.